Hey guys, welcome to a new review. In this review, I'm going to be reviewing the Walking Dead Daryl with Chopper building set. Now, hey, wait a second, this isn't the Daryl that goes with it.
Come here. No, well, at least I got some spotlight.
Okay, anyway. So this is the Daryl that's supposed to come with it, and here's his chopper. And overall, it's not a bad set, but let's go over the box here first. And I got this set from my parents for my birthday that was just a couple of days ago. And yeah, guys, I just turned 18, so it was a great birthday. And yeah, it just pretty much the front displays exactly what you're getting to every little tiny detail, and those grass parts are a bit of a problem, but we'll go over that. 154 pieces. That's more than the prison cell sets had. Not the overall prison thing, but whatever. Also got this, and I will be reviewing that soon. There's some of the blind bag figures that you could get, as well as the Merle and Rick that came in that separate package, and there's a little quick diorama that they threw together, and man, that would be fun to get all those zombies lined up. But, however, I don't think they actually made all of these zombies. Like, look, I don't remember seeing that chick in a bicycle jacket there, or let's see, that guy there I don't remember seeing, or that one looks like the comic Roamer that they made. So I guess those will come out in the future, or maybe they come with a set that I haven't seen yet. Anyway, here's the tiny little set, so let me get a little look here. Let's get a full rotation look, and then I'll talk about the tiny little parts that go to it. And this is a nice set. I mean, so far I've only had and put together the prison cell sets, but this one is pretty nice. This is a more open look, and they had to do the whole weeds and grass and dirt type stuff. And I think they pulled it off pretty well, but there are a few complaints. First off, it's really hard to line everything up right, and then the biggest problem here is these little grass pieces. Let's take a look here. See how this one just fell out just sitting here, and they have these tiny little peg holes, so let me pop this out. They don't really like pop in or anything, they just set in. And if it were to jiggle at all, they would just like fall over, fall out. If you turned it upside down, they'd all just come pouring out. None of them have the exact tightness that they would need to stay in permanently, and then there are more holes than there are grass. But that's not really a bad thing because you can't really see the holes too much, so that's not so bad as the problem there. But as for the way they're sculpted and made, they look like they're three different versions. There's these dark green ones here, these light green versions of those, and then these longer ones that come with the, I think that's a foxtail. And I don't know if my camera can pick up this detail, that's really tiny. But yeah, that's what it looks like. There's no real sculpted detail to it as much as just the shape and then the paint. So, but they're extremely minuscule, so I wouldn't imagine that sort of detail could be added all that easily. Let me stick this in here. Oh, it's trying to knock over everything is, well, yeah, I'm just going to stick it on the outside. So yeah, that's a big mistake there for them. Like, some of these do sit in a little more tightly, like this one. The big ones tend to sit in more tightly than the little ones. But that's just all up in the air. As for the little figures, let's go over that. The zombie is my favorite part of this. He looks very menacing, very grotesque, very fitting for the set. See that? I wish it came with more zombies so you could have them up on the side of the road, but I suppose if they did that, then you wouldn't feel the necessity to go out and buy their blind figures so much. And buying these sets really makes me want these figures more, because before I just was buying the little figures like this Daryl over here, and I didn't care so much about getting the zombies just because, what am I going to do with them? But now that I can display them, I've been sucked in. So it's got a nice paint detail, brown shirt, looks like bluish jeans or green, a little brown shoe, and then a black wash overall, as well as some red, but the red isn't too dark, it looks very pink. But I'm willing to accept that they had a little bit of trouble making the blood on a little figure like this. Personally, I would have preferred a dark red, but maybe you wouldn't even be able to tell with its tiny size because of that. So, doesn't matter. Its face sculpt is really nice. You can see teeth in there. You can see the scowl. if we got one like this that was a big version, like the regular figures, I would actually really like that. And then he's got that little peg there for, or that attachment there for standing into their little stands that they give them, those clear plastic stands. Let me get the focus back on here. And now here's the bit of a more hard part here. This motorcycle falls apart really easily, and I'll show you that after I show you the little Daryl. The Daryl's face looks really good, if I can get enough focus here. Let me drop down his arms, it's probably distracting the camera. He looks like he's sitting on a toilet when you do that. Like, you could just imagine him, oh, dang, shouldn't have gone to bean taco night. Oh, but yeah. And he wouldn't shower after such an ordeal, because he's Daryl. But yeah, that looks like Norman Reedus, like dead on. Except for, of course, there's no painted face detail, just the hair, which isn't done like perfectly cleanly, because like part of his long hair in the back is not painted. But yeah, Norman Reedus totally. And let me compare that to the other one that we just got, the Lil Mini. I think this one sitting down looks more like Norman Reedus, and his face color is a lot more natural. Like this one looks less gray, this one's definitely more gray. Yeah, but as for the way the body is shaped, this one could only work for sitting down. He's not articulated to look like he's standing up, which is not really a problem because he's just meant for riding the motorcycle, which the other figure can't really look like he's riding the motorcycle. I suppose you could like swap some parts on them and maybe make it look like that, but it's really hard to swap parts on these figures. As well as his hands look, I don't know, to me they look a little bit bigger than they probably should be. I don't know. But that's just so that he could fit on the motorcycle, I'm sure. So now let's pull up the motorcycle. And this machine part here just wants to fall out immediately. I think I'm just going to glue this stuff, but for the review I left this stuff all unglued. So like this part will just fall off immediately, and it comes with this extra pipe stem that goes over here, and I can't get it to stand like at all. That's going to be glued. Then the wheels are nicely on there. This front piece here with the light, that pops off fairly easily. And then the handlebars are on securely, however. And then the back part, the seat, it gets a little loose sometimes. Maybe that's just on mine, but it does do that. So yeah, this one likes to fall apart, but it's nicely sculpted and very well put together. It looks like the big version, just scaled down a bit. Only it's a little thicker because they didn't want it to be too flimsy. In fact, it's a lot less flimsy than the big version in that way. And see, the pipe over here just wants to fall out again. Berg. Okay, now it's got that tiny little skull and crossbones there. And it doesn't have, however, the little Nazi symbols that should have, like the SS, which I'm okay with because I've always found it weird that Merle had Nazi symbols on his motorcycle. It's like, I know he's supposed to be a racist, but like, is he one of those shaved head type racists? Come on. I don't like that. Okay, anyway, and then the street part here is very nice. It's got a lot of cracks that don't line up too well, but if you line them up just about right, like these all look like they're leading to each other, it doesn't look as bad as if you just put them all willy-nilly in there. Then it comes with one peg here that the motorcycle can pop into, as well as these railings on the side, which are really nice. And on the back, they don't look as good as from the front because they're really meant to be displayed the other way around. So yeah, that's nice. And then if you pop these out, I don't know if it's easy, but you can see some grass down there right at the base. And it's shaped around that. I like that. That's a nice sculpting touch. That's really nice. I pop this back on. Yes, that's nice there. It's got a nice metal color to it as well as some dirty wash. And now let me pop the motorcycle back on here. He also comes with this crossbow, but I can't seem to get it to stay in anywhere right, so yeah, I'm just going to leave that off while I display it. And this, when I see people review this and stuff, it always looks so much bigger than it is in real life. I was like, at first, I don't know where I would put that. It seems a little bit big, but now it's so tiny it could fit on a work desk and wouldn't even take up much room at all. Yeah, so it's really minuscule. I don't know why it seemed so big to me at first. I don't know. Like Mr. Evil Cheese, when he reviewed it, when I looked at that, it looked big. I don't know why. Maybe it's because he had a bunch of them put together at one point. Maybe that's it. I don't know. I don't know a lot, turns out. Yeah, and the figure has articulation at the head and the arms, so he can go up and down like he's woohoo, woohoo. Actually, if you had a mini roller coaster ride, that would fit in nicely. Whee! But other than that, he's pretty much just meant for this. And his hands aren't painted, they're actually just that regular skin tone, which is weird because these things, seems like every little piece of them are always painted. Not so much for this little guy. Gotta love it. Okay, so there's a little zombie there. That's the best way of displaying it right there. Or a little more over here. Just so we can see the zombie. Yeah. And now let me pull out this road sign, give you a quick look. I love this road sign. It looks beautiful. It's got a bullet hole here and here, and a bullet dent over here. As well as just being dinged up and rusted and flaky from the paint and all. It's beautiful looking. Interstate, Georgia, 85. Very nice. You can see the bullet holes there. Then it's got this metal railing, and this is probably the most realistic part of this set. It looks the most naturalistic and like it would fit into a real world type set. Let me find where this goes. There we go. And I suppose it would probably be like this, but I like to display it turned off to the side a bit so that when you're looking at it dead on, you can see that sign. I'm not sure if that's how it would be in real life, but again, I don't think it matters all that much. And if you want to display this without the Daryl, it displays fine. You could set like a regular character on there. Of course, it doesn't have the regular type of peg parts for you to stand your figure into. You'd have to use one of their clear stands or just balance them very well. But that's not a huge problem. My big problem is with this Daryl, his stupid crossbow doesn't like to stay in. There we go. So you're going to have Daryl on the side of the road. Not bad. I really like this set, and would I recommend it? What's the going price for this? I think it's like 10, maybe 15 bucks. Hell yeah. It's definitely worth that. That is, if you don't mind the sort of lack of playability. This is really more of for display, and if you're like a kid, you're not going to get much play out of this. It's just like, well, we're stuck on the side of the road. Oh, look, one zombie. Let me get my crossbow. Chunk. Okay, that's a dead zombie. Now we're standing here in an empty road. All bored. But yes, for display purposes, perfect. I would recommend this for anyone's desk or, I don't know, above the fireplace hearth or whatever. Definitely worth just a quick display. Yeah, so that's my recommendation, guys. That's my review. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Make sure to check out my other videos. Make sure to check out future videos. And I will be showing a bunch of new Walking Dead and other figure-related reviews because I got a lot of stuff for this birthday. So anyway, guys, see you guys in the next video. Peace!